All right, good morning, everyone. I'm here with Angie, who is the current president of the Iowa Foundation for Parks and Recreation. Welcome, Angie.
Thank you.
Just going to go through a few questions with you, Angie, and find out a little bit more about the foundation, what you're all about, what your mission goals are, and talk a little bit about the members. So First question is, what really sparked your interest in you becoming involved with the foundation?
Right. I was asked to join the foundation a long time ago. So, kind of one of the first things I did was, like, what is this about? What do we do? What does the foundation do? And at that time, a lot of what the foundation is doing is similar to what we're doing now, but it's really like a financial support. And so at that time, they were fundraising and looking for ways to help establish an IPRA office, like an actual set building. They are also looking for ways to promote park and recreation as a whole, which is, of course, near and dear to all of us. But this has been going on since 1987. And so, for me, it was really about meeting some new people. Actually, people have been in the field a while, learning about their expertise, how they handle these situations, and just really looking at the big picture of park and recreation throughout the state and what our needs are and helping to promote that. So that's how I ended up starting to get involved in it.
Great. So Angie, how long have you been a part of the foundation board?
Right. So I tried to look and, I don't have documents from way back when, but the earliest I found was 2009. So, and I think it was actually maybe a couple years before then. So I think I was in Hiawatha at that time. So I got started, I think I was one of the youngest in the group when I first got started, and I can't say that now. So it's been a while.
So tell me a little bit about the board members and their roles, how they support you.
Right. So we have the option of having up to 16 board members. I think we have one vacancy now, and there's a reason for that. We're kind of trying to, we like a lot of diversity. So we want, different age groups, different populations of towns. We want commercial areas in there too. So we have a couple areas where we are looking at, we have, like I said, one to fill. And then in April, we have 6 or so that have the option to renew their term. So we're kind of looking at that too. But I will say we have an amazing group. We have the right people on the foundation now. Sometimes people get on committees or boards to simply put it on their resume, and that is not the case here. We have a lot of people working hard to make things happen. So some of the committees we have a committee for our annual appeals, which you've seen, like the matching campaign, that we have commercial members and IPRA members and Park and Rec in general. We have the silent auction that we just had at the fall workshop, which did well. That was really fun. We have a person that oversees all of our social media, and we have like a generic foundation email that people can send things to. So they help us oversee that. We have the grants committee that does like our small community grants of 10,000 or less, but also did like the Duratio grant. When we saw the need in Park and Rec, we worked out getting that grant going as well. So we have a committee for that. We have a committee for our fellowships that we partner with IPRA on, whether it's to attend an IPRA conference, or we have one that takes somebody to NRPA. And then we have our golf outing committee as well. So we still do that. So we have a lot of different committees and a lot of diversity on our team to make those things happen. And it works out really well.
Great. So any other current programs that you guys are working on? You just mentioned a lot with the committee heads and some of those things that you guys support, but anything else that the foundation currently supports?
Yeah, well, we have quite a few things. I would say, I feel like the foundation is kind of like making a movie. So there's a ton of people in the background, like a ton of producers that are making things happen. And like we've talked about, we do quick Zoom meetings and workshops just to bring everybody together to talk about where people need help, what's going well. I helped on the auction committee, and the auction committee was kind of hard this year. It was because I think just because of COVID and other things, you couldn't just send a letter and get auction items anymore. So we had to do some reaching. And so that's why we have a lot of members that were able to help us with the wheelbarrow, the tailgate package, or other things going on. So that works well. But I think the hope is that, IPRA membership and Park and Recreation and whole just sees that awesome end product, right? Because they see the movie, they see what's a word for an amazing movie? Like Oscar nominated, type thing. That's our goal, right? So we sponsor a lot of things. We sponsor the Women in Leadership Summit that's coming up. Like I said, we send people to the IPRA training, and that's one of the goals is the foundation is to educate. We want to make sure, that even with smaller communities, educating on playgrounds and things like that. Those are the kind of things that you get at annual trainings through IPRA or the fall workshop. And also on a national level, like being able, to help a community that may not have the funding to send somebody to a national conference. That's an experience that, you would want everybody in Park and Recreation to be able to have. It's just, even if you only go once, it's an amazing opportunity. I think we've been a sponsor for Leadership Institute for quite a while. Again, educating, people who are new into our profession. And then I think, before COVID, we had like our Parks Forum and our Trends Forum and other things that we had that we would, reach out to different areas of the state to make sure some of those pieces were happening too. Like I said, we had our mini grant program we started in 2019 for communities with a population of 10,000 or less. The first year we did it, we had 19 applications. And so we gave out 2 grant awards for that. And then in 2020, we had 48 applications. So that just shows you like we are reaching a place that has a need. And so we'll continue to do those. And as we continue to fundraise and get support from, Park and Recreation members, then we're able to increase those, whether it's the amount of the grant or the number of grants we give out. So that goes well. We also have our annual golf outing. I don't know how many years that thing's been going on. It's just, it's a great golf outing, but it's also a way to get people together and connect and network. So it works out very well. And then, like I said, our annual appeal is just, reaching out, to different people, whether it's a matching campaign with commercial sponsors backing us up. We have a committee for that to make sure that we're not going to the same well over and over and over again, to make sure we're reaching a broad range. Because, I think going back to your question, our goals are really to make a bigger impact. I think we're doing some good things now, but we are working hard to get to a place where we have, some really good funding coming in so we can really promote what we do in Park and Recreation as a whole. And, part of that is education. Part of that is helping out communities, but also it's like Park and Recreation, we help bring jobs to communities, right? We help make a difference in what we're doing. We bring fitness, we bring activity, we bring social, we bring the connection for people. And so our goal as a whole is to promote that throughout the state. And so that's those things that are going on that we're producing in the background, those things are coming and we're working on that. And so that's why I'm just really proud of the foundation team that we have and knowing that we're working on things that'll make a difference.
So Angie, if you do get that additional funding to come in, do you guys have ideas for future projects that you'd like to support?
Well, we've talked about it somewhat, but and everybody kind of has a different idea of this. I think we're doing pretty good on the education side of things. But I think we're doing good educating our current Park and Rec professionals on what's happening in Park and Recreation. What I think we'd like to see is educating our citizens of Iowa about all we can bring to the table. So we're working on a plan for that. But we want to make sure we have the funding to establish it for a long period of time. So it's not just a hit and miss type campaign.
Sure. Great. Anything else you'd like to get out about the foundation that we haven't already discussed, Angie?
I know we have a grant application out right now for small communities, so that 10,000 or less can also be for organizations that you work with, like if you have a kids league or something like that. If they have less than 10,000 and are needing equipment, we work through other communities like that. So I would encourage you, if you can't use it yourself, to pass it on to maybe other areas that can. And just as you see foundation members at different events and stuff that we do, please walk up and have a conversation with us, share your ideas, and let us know what's working well for you and how we could be of help. So, yeah.
Super. Appreciate your time today, Angie. This is Kelly Johnson Rose signing off with the Iowa Park and Rec Association.